Are we live?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Oh, I'm gonna start it.
Yeah. Yeah. We got the new fuel card.
All right. So, we've got a deal on a new fuel card. Just like a new referral partnership. It's gonna be like an exclusive thing for us. More details to come on that. We're working on a few things right now. Third, fourth quarter. It's pretty sweet. I can't wait till really like next February, March time because it's gonna be nice.
So the new fuel card, who's it through? Like
Motive. Everything all managed right inside the like keep trucking Motive dashboard.
Okay, cool.
Sage, what's up, Sage?
So you can use
Sage, can you email me? We like redid some stuff here with our phone system. I lost your phone number. Been meaning to call you.
so the fuel card through Motive, it can be used in general, all expenses.
Yeah.
So it's like basically like a credit card.
I'm not gonna go into too much yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So hope everybody's doing well tonight. Drop any questions you have in the comments, and we will go over everything. Anybody who needs
Hold on. I want to do this real quick because people do rewatch this.
What's up? Oh, that's changed.
Sage News Live. Anybody watching this, especially if you watch like the recording later on, you should check out Sage News's YouTube channel. He used to talk like that I was big dog with how many subscribers I had back when I was at like, I don't know, we were at like 3,000 or 4,000. He was, maybe 1,000, 2,000. Now he's killing us.
Yeah.
So shout out to Sage.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So everything's dropping down
Love
here below.
85. What's going on, man?
What's up? What's going on?
Hey. Nick's been working on TikTok. He's doing a lot of our TikTok videos. We're trying to get, cool on TikTok. So
yeah, guys, check that out.
Go check us out.
Trying to have videos over there posted like daily. Yeah, it's just under truck insurance, same as the YouTube channel. So you'll find links, of course, in the bio there, back to our YouTube channel and all that good stuff. If there isn't a link in the description to our TikTok, we'll get that added for you guys.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah, it might already be there. Yeah. I'm not sure.
We're gonna get Lindsay and Kana on here too here soon, going over some other stuff. They're gonna have their own like little series. So
yeah, for anyone who doesn't know Lindsay and Kana or hasn't seen them like on the channel or talked to them through the office.
Yeah.
Well,
if you've ever called, you've talked.
Yeah, if you ever called, you've talked to them. But so Kana does like all of our quotes on the back end, and then Lindsay kind of handles all the existing policies and endorsements, changes you guys make when you're calling constantly. Like Lindsay's the one picking the phone up, so we're gonna get them on the channel as well. So Mr. Love said he emailed us. What were you emailing about? Was it something like you needed a quote or had questions? I can see if I can check it out. Let's see here.
Anyways, any other news or anything you want to talk about? Or crazy scenarios we've run across the past couple of weeks. We haven't been on in what, 2-3 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah. I think it's been 2 weeks now. Everything's just been crazy busy over here, guys. Emailed Shane.
Okay. Over budget.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
You should hear back. So wait, did you email him or did you fill out the request form through our website? Probably fill out. My guess is you probably filled out.
We probably didn't get Shane's email until he sent the request.
Right.
Shane was out for like a week too. So drop your company name real quick and I'll hit up Shane once we get off here. Make sure he's, expediting anything we need to. One other thing, if anybody's trying to submit for quotes tomorrow is the last day of the month, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So our live Garmin giveaway.
Yeah.
All you have to do is select, I want to enter the Garmin giveaway on the quote forms. But yep.
Sage wants us to text him. Do you have his number?
I don't have his number.
Sage, so that way you don't have to I don't want you to have to put your number in the chat. So
you might be.
Can you just, if you are, that's fine. But if you want to, otherwise just shoot us an email with your number and we can chat that way. It's whatever's easier. Whatever you're comfortable with.
I had your number saved like to my Ring Central account, I guess. And then we left Ring Central and then went back and we lost all our contacts. He just typed it in. Where did he type it in?
He just typed it in.
It ain't on there.
I didn't see it.
Oh, 856. Maybe it's coming through. Anyways, yeah, we had a big issue with Ring Central for a little bit. Had to finagle that one. Man, oh man. Anyways, who's got questions? We don't have a whole lot of viewers right now. I was going to talk about some.
We wanted to talk briefly about the XPO last mile. So there's some new stuff happening with that. If anybody's interested in XPO last mile, we're going to have some content coming out on the channel shortly talking about it. But briefly, there is a way to get started without having a down payment on insurance, which is a pretty big deal for a lot of people. We ran a poll on the channel. I guess it was probably about a month ago. And one of the questions on there was like, what's the biggest reason why you haven't started your trucking company? And like 50+% of the responses were that you didn't have the capital for the down payment on your insurance. So this could potentially be a way
down payments
for, yeah, for sure. I've seen some crazy stuff recently, but this could be a way for you guys to get started in a little bit of a different facet than your typical Amazon Relay.
And it's like the XPO last mile and the insurance program we've got, it's rated differently. So still need motor carrier authority. If you're running box trucks, it's normally like 24, 26-foot box trucks. The underwriting is insane though. That's not so much an issue for you, but there's a lot of back and forth we have to do.
Yeah.
So it's not like Progressive spoils people. Like we can get Progressive quotes pretty darn quick. Normally we get those back same day, next day.
Right.
Like if we didn't have a queue of quotes to go through, we could literally do a quote in like 15 minutes. But with this other program, there's like a team of underwriters that goes through a process.
And I've 2 or 3, 4 weeks.
No, it shouldn't be that much longer.
Oh, okay.
There's a few underwriters out, but working with them, it might take a week or better to finalize those quotes. But it is really cool. No down payment. They just draft based out of what XPO is paying you weekly. You don't have to do just XPO last mile. And I'm going to make a whole another video on there, several videos on this probably.
It's what, 51%?
Yeah, you got to do 51% of your income has to come from XPO last mile, and then you can still do other operations if you want.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot more to come on that.
Yeah, it's a pretty unique program, so it's not like everybody is not going to, go run towards it. But if you're looking for options, it may be an option for you.
Yep, and we're gonna have to have a whole different quote form for it because it's really lengthy applications.
Way more complicated.
But we're gonna make it as simple as possible. That's for sure.
Yeah,
they're really excited about how our system works. But
it's good stuff. What have you seen anything recently? I know you've been talking to a lot of people, having a bunch of meetings. Seen anything like out of the ordinary or anything changing? Industry stuff, or like just big news? I know we had that. You made a post last week, I think it was, about the FMCSA issue where people's authorities weren't going active, filings weren't being put in place properly. Yeah. I think that's done now.
The FMCSA, there's like 4 main servers that manage all the data that occurs between like FMCSA, like authority registration, safety scores, all that kind of stuff. There's 4 main servers that are managed by a private contract company that dropped the ball. So like anybody that was trying to go active last week, it got delayed.
Right.
Yeah. It's the data dissemination team, which is the third-party contractors for the FMCSA's data management. They totally screwed it up. Yeah,
okay. Yep. I know there was a couple people that like even we had spoke to or sold policies, set up policies for that were running into issues from it. So
we're going to start doing BOC3 filings here soon. We're working on that right now.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot that's going to go into that.
And some other compliance and safety, driver hiring, onboarding. We're trying to spread our wings a little bit. We're at like 25 states now and expanding that a little bit more too. We're going to get nationwide eventually. What's up? But we want to make
compliance stuff. Like we were talking about possibly doing with driver qualification files.
Yep.
So that way we don't have to send you guys somewhere else to do it. Like
Sage News broker bonds.
Yeah.
We can do broker bonds. We can also do contingent liability, everything you need, whole package deal. Broker bonds are not insurance.
Right.
They're sold by insurance agents, but they're not insurance policies. I'll just highlight this real quick since you mentioned it, and people sometimes get this backwards. And also, you can't borrow money on these bonds. Okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think you can.
People are like, yeah, I want to buy a bond and I'll take $30,000 out on that. No, that's not how this one works. Yeah. So as a broker, right, if you have a customer and you manage, I don't know, $20,000 worth of freight at a given time, you've got to have, what is it,
$75,000 is the minimum
bond for the FMCSA when you're working on becoming a freight broker, right? That's their requirement. So you get your bond if you all of a sudden like paid out money to truckers and then you don't have the money. Hold on, am I saying this backwards?
So the bond is there.
If you mess up your money, the shipper or the trucker can come after the money from your bond, and the bond doesn't just pay the money out and say, "Oh, you're good." You owe the bond company the money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not like a claim where you're like, oh, your insurance goes up next year,
and
you got to pay back.
Bonds are strictly rated off your credit. So I've seen bonds that are $750 on the low end, and I've seen bonds that were over 20 grand. So for a $75,000 bond.
Holy crap!
No. Most of them come in like between $1,000 and $3,000 for brand new. So broker bonds,
personal bonds, surety bonds.
Yeah. But yeah. Personal credit too.
Oh yeah, personal credit. Yeah. It is based on personal credit.
If you've been in business like
3,
like 5 to 7.
5. Oh wow.
It depends on the surety company, like the bond company, but yeah, they want you to be in business for a while. And depending on the companies, we use one that's kind of easier, decent rates, like pretty darn decent rates. Like they're good. But what was I going to say? Some of them some companies want you to have some experience in logistics prior to, like, they want you to work for a freight broker before you become one. They don't want people just jumping straight into it. It's not always the case, but like the main one we use, we have 2 because we like to compare them. But yeah, mostly just personal credit. And if you have a co-signer, that can help out a lot. You don't have to put it all on yourself. You can kind of take on a partner and have them co-sign for you. So that's something we come across here and there. Yep. We don't do a ton of freight brokers. We should do some content on that though, Sage. We could collaborate a little bit.
Yeah, because we do get them here and there. Like I'll have people schedule calls and stuff that want to have more information about the broker bonds and broker authority. More times than not, is like they want broker authority and carrier authority at the same time. And they're just kind of confused on how that works.
with the same company.
Right, same company.
Sage, I know you know about that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like if you're gonna
14
try and
years, no claims, do I pass?
We'll see. Yeah, of course. No claims.
14 years, no claims. That's impressive.
Yeah, that's good. Nice, man. Yeah, we should definitely collaborate a little bit on becoming a broker. No, I don't do that.
Don't do that.
Oh, okay. Okay. What else? The BOC3 thing, we're gonna have that up and running soon. That was a big pain to figure and navigate how to get it started. Still working on it. It's kind of it.
So we went over new fuel cards, compliance content coming to the channel.
Yeah.
Check out our TikTok. We're gonna get a link for that as well. Again, it is just truck insurance. So
Lindsay and Connor's thing is coming soon.
Yep. So what are we gonna have them do?
We're gonna have them, if I can get it. I'm working on getting the data, but we want to see a bunch of statistics around insurance broken down by like state, because people always wonder like, what does insurance cost? So we're gonna have them do like once a month, go through insurance costs by state and operation. Here's the screen, state and then operation. So like in Georgia, how much does it cost for a semi doing regular general freight? How much does it cost for a hot shot? How much does it cost for a box truck? And we're going to give like ranges and averages, like the range and then the average. So, because people always want to know, like, how much does it cost? And it's like, well, there's like 40 data points that go into determining that. So let me just.
You might be 11 grand. It might be 50. There's a
you
lot
had,
of
you had one that
variables.
was pretty low. It was like 5,700 or something.
Yeah, I had one recently. I couldn't believe it.
I had one in Pennsylvania, a hot shot in Pennsylvania that was like under 7,000.
Yeah, I've seen. I actually just had one last week that was like 8,500.
Yeah.
I think it was Tennessee.
We we help a lot of new ventures, and it's not always the case that like people just can't cut it. It's just not what people thought it was going to be. Sometimes it's like so sometimes just going over the road is too much for people, and depending on what you're doing and where you're at, wherever home is, you might need to go like regional or over the road. Like local might not be such an option for you. And we see some people come and go, right? Like the average is 80 or 90% fail in the first 2 years.
Yeah.
Our average is lower than that. But that like statistic doesn't really count the people that go out and come back in, because truckers do that, right? Like it doesn't work out for whatever reason. You got something going on. You come home.
Michael Scott voice.
Tell Piglet what's going on, man. You go out of business. You come back into business. Maybe in between you work under somebody else's authority. That happens a lot. So that statistic of like 80-90% of trucking companies fail in the first 2 years is really like, that's a shot in the dark, really. I'd say conservatively, our insureds, brand new ventures, are making like 60 to 70% of them are making it through year one. Yeah, it depends, because again, there's some that go out, come right back in. We have a lot of those.
Yeah, I've actually seen a lot of that where it's like they're gone for a month or 45 days even, and then it's like
we have a lot of people that'll shut down and do a voluntary revocation instead of just not paying their insurance bill and letting everything run out. And that saves you from kind of shooting yourself in the foot to get back in, right? So everybody knows Progressive is the main player for new ventures. So if you don't pay your bill and just let your authority run out and go inactive, instead of doing a voluntary revocation, as soon as you know you're not going to run anymore, you end up, that time, because the insurance company can't just cancel your policy willy-nilly right away. Like they wish they could, but they can't. The FMCSA has a stipulation when they do your federal filings. It's kind of like a contract. Right. The insurance company has to wait, no matter what, 35 days to cancel your insurance, unless the only exception, one is you do a voluntary revocation. The other option is if you go get an insurance policy somewhere else that has federal filings, then they have to cancel your policy. Yeah, because otherwise they're in a big legal issue. But yeah, so we see a lot of people come and go and come right back.
Yeah.
So that happens a lot.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go inactive, do a voluntary revocation, because
the
involuntary stuff,
and that
freight brokers don't
35
like
day
that.
thing, there's still like there's premium that's owed. The insurance payment's still running.
So like whatever your bill was, you're going to have basically another month and plus 5 more days on top of that.
Talk about this duopoly in insurance. What do you mean? I gotta go. What's a duopoly? I need to Google it. Is that just a duo? Is that like the long version of duo?
Yeah, I mean,
a situation in which two suppliers dominate the market for a commodity or service. Oh, duopoly. Okay, there we go. Yeah, monopoly, duopoly. Jesus, it's been a long day. It's been a long last 2 weeks. Monopoly, so
that makes total sense.
Berkshire and Progressive for new ventures.
Berkshire's,
Berkshire's
Berkshire's
it's like a big umbrella of companies. Yeah. Man, people love to hate on Progressive, right? And like, oh my God, it's so expensive. But who you should really be hating is all the insurance companies that won't talk to you. Like they won't even consider you. And I think that really sucks. Yes, Progressive has some insanely expensive rates, but that's because they're willing to
give you the insurance. You got a DUI, no problem.
Dude, Berkshire can be way more expensive.
It can. Yeah, we've seen some pretty
Progressive
stuff.
Progressive has their rating dialed in where like, there's like a kind of linear type of scale for credit and driving record, right? And Berkshire's are just like super, like like if your credit's not A1, like. Right.
Yeah, like you have to be like the perfect candidate.
And then they have higher down payments. They do have, they spread out the bill 11 payments. So that's kind of nice. but a lot of people can't get over like a 25% down payment, or they just, it's easier to get started with a 16 or even some
of them
scenarios
9.
9% with Progressive. But yeah, and so there's some new companies coming out: Nirvana, HDVI. They're like InsurTech insurance companies for trucking specifically, but they're only going after like small to larger fleets, and they only, you've got to be an existing company already, and that's one thing that's kind of bugging me. It's like they're using your ELD data to for the majority of your rating for your insurance, like cost, the way they calculate the premium, the majority of their rating is coming from ELD data, which is smart. But for newer companies, you don't have enough ELD data, or you don't have enough trucks to like give them enough data to work with, right? So it kind of sucks, but eventually they'll get there. At least it's a new thing, something to look forward to. Nirvana is the one to watch after. The COO, I think, of Samsara left and started Nirvana. Got some money to go do that. Got some nice investor money to go do that, and they're expanding pretty quick. Texas laws suck for insurance. Yeah,
just found out every time you make a change, it's as if they rewrite the policy.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, like, you don't have a second down payment.
No, but it's
I mean, well,
it's complicated.
If you're with Progressive,
Texas has some weird stuff.
Yeah,
Texas has some weird. Every state's got a little quirky thing, but Texas. I mean, I like Texas though for trucking. It's the biggest state for trucking. California and Texas will go back and forth for like total number of trucking companies here and there, but
Texas and California really is so hard to get started in California.
Yeah, Progressive doesn't touch new ventures there. Berkshire does, and then you have to go through wholesale markets for just about everybody else, which sucks. Let's see here. What's up next?
Just did a podcast with an insurance agent.
Give new cares. True that. I just did a podcast with it. Oh man,
I don't remember that podcast.
I think I saw something. Man, we need to do one.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
I'll have to check that out. But yep. Nobody wants to touch new ventures, man. It's like in North Carolina, we have a bunch of options because we have this kind of
really awesome, but also like complicated.
It's called the rate facility and
reinsurance facility.
Yeah, I mean rate facility for short. Reinsurance facility. Anyways, it's like taxpayer money goes into this stockpile of money that helps pay insurance claims.
Yeah.
Something that some politics and some insurance companies came up with a long time ago, and it worked really well for a long time until all the New Yorkers decided that they heard about getting cheap insurance in North Carolina. And up until about 2.5, 3 years ago, you could get super cheap insurance in North Carolina. But and I'm just saying New Yorkers because they were like, they were the biggest proponents of this. But people from all over would do this. They'd file an LLC in North Carolina and then get a policy in North Carolina, and it would be super cheap until you had to provide proof of residency documents. Because if you're not a North Carolina resident, you can't get it. But up until about 4 years ago, they never really checked for that.
Yeah.
4 years ago, they came in and audited every single North Carolina agent. Super stressful, tight butthole. Okay. When you've got the DOI that just randomly shows up one day and is like, hey, we're going to go through everything today. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Yeah. That's not fun. There's still some kind of like iffy things that go on in North Carolina. There's a bunch of these, I wouldn't say a bunch, but a handful of insurance companies that use the rate facility, and they have 3 tiers of radius. I gotta use the camera here. So there's like up to 50 miles, up to 200 miles, and then unlimited. There's nothing like, that's it. Those are those 3 tiers. So like, even if you say you drive, a regular route within 1,000 miles, you're just part of the unlimited tier.
Right.
Same if you're at like 100 miles. Okay. Too bad. You're in the 200 tier. And what people do with new ventures in there, I've seen some videos of other people talking about getting National General Insurance. And it's like, I know you got a 200-mile radius, and right now you're driving through Colorado.
Right. It's not good.
Nope. I know the rates off the top of my head just from doing so many quotes. Like there's a range of 200-mile radius depending on the type of truck. And then there's, I know what the range is for like going unlimited based on type of operation and truck. So when they were mentioning what they're paying for insurance, like, yep, I know what that agent did. They gave me a 200-mile radius because if you're a new venture, you don't have any inspection history. And that's what the underwriters use. They look at your inspection history, see where the inspections were. And if you're trying to say, oh, I operate within a 500-mile radius, but you've got inspections 2,000 miles away, they won't give you, they're going to make you take an unlimited radius.
Yep. So the owner of the LLC does have to be a resident. But it goes a little bit further than that. They have to be licensed in the state. They have to be a resident. And then what a lot of people or a lot of agents, I guess, forget to mention or talk about when it comes to the reinsurance stuff is that let's say that I'm a North Carolina resident. I drive a single truck and then I hire an owner operator out of Florida. Well,
they have ratings for that.
Florida. Well, it's not the radius. It is the radius. One, they're going to be obviously outside of 500 miles in that scenario, so they're going to have an unlimited radius. But more importantly, is because that owner operator is licensed in Florida, they're going to pay rates based on if they are in Florida. So what a lot of companies were doing is like hiring outside and saying like, oh yeah, I garage the truck here in North Carolina, but the driver's in Florida, and then it creates all kinds of problems.
On the drivers too.
Yeah.
I'm working. I've got a video put together. I just haven't posted it yet for different addresses, drivers out of state, virtual addresses, and the problems those create.
Avoid virtual addresses.
I wouldn't say completely avoid them. It's just where to use them, and I talk about that in this video. I did. Yep.
I've shaken my head a lot at some stuff.
Oh man. But yeah, when it comes to like residency and stuff, they, it's just like if you try to go get a IFTA account, they want 3 proofs of residency normally. Well, in North Carolina, the insurance
3.
2, I thought. Oh, well, license and then 2 other.
Yeah,
because license is a gimme. Yep. Well, cool. I didn't realize it hadn't been published yet, so we'll check that out.
I'll take a look at that.
22 years selling insurance, nice. God, man, I hope I'm out of here before 22 years.
Like my Houston address.
Dude, no, there's an address. If I see it, I know it, right? Like there's an address in Atlanta, and there's got to be 1,000. There's got to be 1,000 trucking companies registered at this one skyscraper in downtown Atlanta that park their fleet of trucks there. All of these companies. It's like, no. Let's see here. My Houston. Some underwriters really hate those virtual addresses because it screws up the cab reporting. So like, I won't go into it, but it messes up the way they do their work. Anyways,
what about Tennessee?
Tennessee's a good state.
Yeah.
We like Tennessee. They were one of the first ones to get the new ratings from Progressive. Like every once in a while, these insurance companies will like do a trial market for a new, like maybe they tweak their calculation formula for how they rate policies. Tennessee's a good one. And it's starting October 1st. Berkshire's doing some new stuff in Tennessee too.
75-foot sleeper trucks parking in downtown Atlanta. It's hard enough to walk through Atlanta, let alone park a 75-foot truck.
But yeah, we like, man. So like the virtual address, you always get like a suite number. So it's like everyone has the same street address and then just a different suite
floor
number.
200.
Yeah. How many semis can you fit in a virtual suite? Nah.
It's tough stuff, guys.
What else? Anything else going on new?
Just going to be announcing the giveaway winner for August next week.
No, we'll do it. We'll do it this week.
Well, usually we announce it during the live, so. What we could just do a post about it. Yeah. So we could always announce it on Thursday. So like Daniel was saying, tomorrow is the last day to enter. It's the 31st.
Yep.
So
I mean, we do it each month though. So.
Right. Yeah. So,
but if you were thinking about putting in a quote, you should do it tonight or tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. Go ahead and get entered in the giveaway for this month. And then, what about the blue parrot? We talked about that in the last giveaway.
We're gonna give one of those away too.
Okay.
I haven't updated the website, but it's coming.
Cool. So if you guys want to see that,
and unofficial Motive. Keep Trucking, formerly Keep Trucking, is talking about participating in our giveaway.
Yeah. So Details to come on that.
Yep, they're talking about doing some equipment, but like you're still responsible for the fees, like the service, whatever connecting service fees. Yep, so that's pretty cool. And we might be doing some like dash cam comparisons here soon. Dash cams are getting integrated with insurance very quickly. This is mostly a good thing, right? Unfortunately, in a lot of scenarios, if you get in an accident and you're in a for-hire capacity, you are guilty till proven innocent. Dash cams make you innocent real quick if you weren't really at fault and someone says it's your fault, and whoever's officer, whatever, is trying to evaluate the situation, write up a report and go home. A lot of times truckers get blamed and they're not really at fault. So dash cams, especially networked dash cams like that have, cellular data, you can pull that stuff remotely, send it right over, clip it however you need to, show it to the officer and be like, bam, I wasn't at fault. That's happened several times. It's nice.
Yeah.
Toe Piglet said virtual addresses and non-CDL isn't bad though. Not for the most part, but when you get to some of the preferred markets for insurance, they are going to kick you to the bottom of the pile when it comes to trying to get quotes. Like as soon as they see that, sometimes they'll just straight up ignore you.
They don't get that lovely message.
Speaking of,
we've decided not to work with this.
Great West Casualty is going to start doing hot shots here soon. I just think it's October or November.
That'll be big.
So that's kind of cool. No IFTA or
Just
IRP.
sold my last 2 trailers.
You did? Nice.
Won't be able to enter unless it's powered.
Motive, Keep Truck and dash cams are useless garbage. Either Truck Spy or Samsara. Okay.
Samsara. Okay.
Nice.
To check out both of those. You have a little you have a story behind the Motive Keep Trucking dash cam? I mean, I don't know. I've never had anybody specifically complain about them.
Yeah.
But
I've got quite a few clients that use them because I've had to watch videos and they're like, were we at fault? It's like, God, why are you putting this on me?
Nowhere of all things.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll check out Truck Spy and Samsara too.
Yep. We have an affiliate deal with Rexing, but that was just kind of like it's more of an entry level type thing. They have some nicer equipment, but it doesn't like integrate with your ELD or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Rexing's more like Uber drivers and stuff.
Well, Great West insure new ventures. From what I understand, yes.
If you know somebody at Great West, maybe. Great West is like they have this wall, and I don't know, maybe they only have a few agents. There's not a ton of agents that have access to Great West, but they are one of the best insurance companies out there for truckers for sure. Great West, Century, Northland. Canal's pretty good. Canal's on the upswing, so they're doing better. Who else? Acuity. But there's just not a ton of options for hot shots, but the word on the street is they're getting into it. Great West is, so yeah. Downloads take forever and no AI like the other two.
Talking about the dash cams.
Oh, okay. What? Motive has AI now?
Yeah.
They tell you if your driver's blinking and nodding off. On the new one, the really like expensive one. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I want to do a review on a bunch of different dash cams though. What else? I don't have anything else new going on that I can think of right now. I've had a lot of stuff that is in the works. So
yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff coming soon.
Yeah, the rest of the year is gonna be tough. Not gonna be sleeping much. Oh, maybe it's fake AI.
Yeah.
Man, Toe Piglet, let's get on a video or something soon. I'll actually maybe at the end of October be out your way in Texas. So maybe we can catch up, grab lunch or something. Type in YouTube Truck Spy Driver AI and watch that video.
Take a look at that.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Love that. Truck Spy. Nice.
All right, guys. Well,
I'm gonna write that down.
If you don't have anything else to add,
any other questions or anything, we're gonna go eat. Truck Spy.
It's Truck Spy Driver AI. I'm hoping it's a funny video.
No, it's probably just really informative. Cool. All right.
Cool. Yep.
Will do, man. Thanks for all these. And
yeah, guys, thanks for coming out tonight.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Yep.
Or you might not. Yeah,
Well,
I might be on next Tuesday. I don't know.
Yeah, might be just me. We'll see.
Yep. Thanks, and we'll be announcing that Garmin winner and a few other things between now and then.
All right, guys. Have a
Take
good
it easy.
evening.
Be safe. Drive safe. Don't get claims.
Yeah, please. No more can opening.
Oh my God.